expelled from the state Senate in 2010 after being convicted for assaulting his then-girlfriend.
The list of Weinstein's public accusers has grown to at least 35 women, some alleging sexual harassment, some alleging rape.
Fast forward to Tuesday when 4 women went public with allegations of abusive behavior towards them.
DOI report notes NYPD leadership failed to increase staffing in the sex crimes unit, even as SVD asked for it.
Jurors remain in deliberations as of this hour in Bill Cosby's trial for aggravated indecent assault.
Stop sexual violence! No more silence! Stop sexual violence! No more silence! Stop sexual violence! No more silence!
Every day, another prominent man in the fields of entertainment, technology, media, and politics are finally being held accountable for sexual misconduct, harassment, and rape. New York City and every city around the world must invest in equality, in dignity, and in human rights for all.
This case really is a representation of how our country has dealt with sexual violence over the last 50 years.
When a rape is not taken seriously, it's really a public issue that everyone should be concerned about.
With the Me Too movement, we've seen a real breakthrough. We've seen that survivors are being believed, and there is tremendous power in that.
What makes me really hopeful today is just seeing that an organization like NOW is still going so strong. That every year it's still accomplishing more and more, and it's still just as involved in New York as it was like 20 years ago.
We're at a moment of opportunity to make great strides for women and to transform our culture and our systems.
The perpetrator is usually someone the victim knows. The weapon is usually trust, and the victim usually needs a lot of time to come forward to process all of that.
You can't refute, DA should prosecute.
Leaders of the National Organization for Women and Sexual Assault Survivors call on Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. to deliver justice for alleged victims of Harvey Weinstein.
The district attorney absolutely had enough evidence to prosecute Harvey Weinstein.
Action has to follow this momentum of conscious raising. And this is where I feel that my work with NOW has really been a gift, because they have provided all these ways that I can be active in trying to make sure that something like the Violence Against Women Act is funded, or that we're putting pressure on the New York City Police Department to raise funds to increase the type of materials and personnel and equipment that's needed in sex crime cases here in the New York City area.
So the Department of Investigation wants the NYPD to double the amount of detectives inside the Special Victims Division. The activists from the National Organization for Women, they agree with it and hope it happens.
A city of 8.5 million and a mere 67 detectives to handle sex crimes.
Despite what's been happening as a result of this administration that really devalues women, devalues their lives, devalues their safety, that organizations like you are part of these larger movements that are making things be kept in the public eye. They provide a way that you can participate and feel empowered by sharing your story and listening to other women's stories.
Women and the people who are being abused need a voice, and we're getting one, we're getting there. I don't think it's the end of the solution, but it's a great start.
All the volunteers, all the people that we worked with, they inspire me because they're still fighting, they're ready to go. And so I know that with all these voices together, there's going to be a powerful push for change. The National Organization for Women New York City is an organization that fights for women's rights. We elevate women's voices, we challenge institutions and elected leaders and hold them accountable to women and girls. And we do that by really engaging people, training the next generation of activists and getting people involved to stand up and speak out for their rights.
We have been using our power and influence to make change for women over the last 50 years, and we continue to do it.